is Remy. I'm the Operations and Commercial Manager at Morgan International. We're taking you through a quick deep dive to the challenges and the exams and the changes that are happening for the May window for the CMA. I gladly would like to introduce also our colleagues and let's say, the stakeholders managing today's webinar. We have Mr. Ahmad Mkhallati is a Senior Director for the Middle East and Africa that works with the IMA, the Institute of Management Accountant. And we also have on the call our colleague, Mrs. Khadija, who is also an instructor at Morgan International and the finance specialist. And more importantly, the reason that she is available on our call today is because she got a chance to participate in the beta exam for the CMA with the changes that are happening, including the essay questions. So I'm not going to take you longer than this. I'm just going to give it to my colleague, Ahmad.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, wherever you're at. It's such a pleasure being with you on this webinar, talking about what's happening for the May-June 2026 exam window. For all of you out there who are ready to go for the CMA exam in May, June, or maybe September, October. It's also a great pleasure to have with us Ms. Khadija, Morgan International CMA instructor. Just a really brief about the IMA. The IMA was established in 1919. The U.S. head office has been supporting the accounting and finance community for over 100 years, with over 150,000 members worldwide, and we're talking about over 130,000 certified CMAs. I'm not going to talk much about the CMA, but as you all know, the CMA is a globally recognized certification, and it's not territory specific. Like, we don't say it's a USA CMA or UAE CMA or Saudi CMA or Egypt CMA. CMA is a worldwide recognized certification. And we're not talking about the academic degree over here. We're talking about professional certification. We will give you the knowledge, the skills, the know-how when it comes to decision making. As a matter of fact, even though the title stands for CMA, Certified Management Accountant, we're talking about those strategic partners. I love the description of CMA being those that drive the business performance within organization. That's what a CMA is all about. We're not talking about auditing certification. It's not like in line of the CIA or the CPA, even though, don't get me wrong, CIA and CPAs are well-respected certification. But when it comes to managerial accounting and driving the business performance, this is where we're talking about the CMA. Now, the big news that we're talking about on this evening is the shift to case-based questions. And I want to make sure that you guys do not misunderstand what it means, case-based question. Doesn't mean that the CMA exam, starting as of May, that it's going to be all multiple choice questions. No, this is a big-time misconception. The format of the upcoming window, May and June, is going to be in two formats: essay format or the case-based questions. And when we're talking about case-based questions, they're not multiple choice questions. Again, they're totally different. We'll talk about that later on the slides. But basically, with the case-based questions, and I think this is a great advantage, in particular for those that they feel a challenge when it comes to the language barrier, in a way that the answer is within the scenario of the case that they're going to be sharing with you on that particular format, the CBQ format, the case-based question. It's different than the essay. With the essay, you need to come up with the answer, right? With the case-based questions, it's totally different. And of course, we have Ms. Khadija with us. She went through the process. She tried out the case-based questions, so she will talk about that in more details. But in general, you have the case-based scenario of about 250 questions. Then what it is about, you need basically to analyze the case scenario. You need to analyze it. And this is what the CMA is all about. It's about the analytical skills. So you read the business scenario, you analyze it, you interrupt the data, and you need to come up with the decision. And that's another feature of the CMA's support in decision making. Now, the CMA certification, still, when it comes to the exam, it's not going to be easier. I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Still, it's considered a rigorous exam. Still, it's not easy to prepare for the CMA exam. Now, in regards to the content specification outline or learning objective statements, they're still the same. Nothing changed. Okay, but we're talking about different exam format with the CBQ. Now, in regards to the CMA credential itself, it's also the same. When you get your certification, it's not going to say like, okay, you've taken the essay format or you've taken the CBQ. As a matter of fact, the certification itself doesn't say except that you are a CMA. Doesn't have an expiration date. It doesn't have any scores. Even if, God forbids, you attempted the exam more than once, it doesn't say like how many attempts you have set for the exam. It remains the same. Now, one thing very important, this window is the last window where we're going to be extending the essay format. Okay, we're going to extend both options, the essay or the CBQ, but moving forward as of September, October 2026 is all going to be case-based questions. If you are in the process of preparing for the CMA exam and you have gone over questions of essay questions, don't worry about it. I mean, you're still on the right path. And nothing is going to change for you. Even if you want to sit for the CBQ, what you studied still apply. Okay, nothing is changing. But and plus, I mean, we're talking about with Morgan International. In case if you want to go for the CBQ, there will be supplementary information how to prepare you for the CBQ. The exam format. Once again, it remains the same. Nothing changed. You have 75 multiple choice questions, and you have 25% of essays. Same also mechanism when it comes to when the essay or the CBQ will open up for you. If you answer 50% of the multiple choice questions correct, you'll move on to the 25 remaining section of the exam, whether it's an essay or CBQ. You're worried about the materials? Don't worry about the material. What you have is good and it covered all exam topics. And once again, the content specification outline of the CMA did not change. The content specification outline, it means the topics that you're going to be studying in order to sit for the CMA exam. The learning objective statements, what you're going to learn out of the CMA curriculum also didn't change. This is all the same. Now, with the case-based questions, the again, they're not multiple choice questions. So I will give you a few examples, and I'm pretty sure Ms. Khadija will go over some of those examples. They will give you the scenario, 250 words. It could be match and place. It could be eliminate two out of five answers. It could be a calculation, so it's not multiple choice questions. So you'll be able, I mean, to focus on the finance knowledge in order to come up with the decision making by answering those questions. So the questions, they're going to be concise and clear. They will be having responses that will focus on your finance knowledge. And then again, you're going to be tested on analytical skill. Do not memorize. You need to have the analytical mindset by leading the company when it comes to business decision making. If you already registered for the essay version of the exam and you wish to transfer your exam appointment to case-based version, you won't be charged fee by this ICMA. All right. Now, Prometric charges a fee for changing exam date booking, and the exam fees aren't changing as part of this update. Exam fees, they remain the same. There is no reason to wait. That's, in bold, straightforward. If you are in the process to sit for the CMA exam, keep going at it. What you have as far as like material is good. And if you want to, you starting right now, that's really good. Now, if you're starting right now, you want to start on the right foot. And this is where we bring the approved course provider, Morgan International, the platinum approved course provider. As a matter of fact, Morgan International, they were the first training institute in the whole Middle East back in 1999 to offer the CMA at the time that the exam was 5 parts. And after 25 years, 26 years, they're still going at it. And that's why we treat them totally differently than any other course provider by extending their candidates exclusive discount. When it comes to sit for the exam, you need to be a member. So Morgan International CMA candidates, they get 45% discount on the membership. They get 45% discount on the CMA entrance fee. On each part exam, they also get 20%. This is for some countries. Other countries also, we even have good discounts for them. Students, university students, knowing that the CMA is not only applicable to professional, but university students can go for it. We can extend them also discount on the membership and the entrance fee at 45% and 35% on the exams. Morgan International, they have been known in the market, like I mentioned before, over 26 years. They're known with their reputation, where their high passing rate, their credibility in the market, and then of course they are multinational within the region over here. And we're very proud to be in partnership with Morgan that goes back over 26 years. And with that, I hand it over back to you, Remy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ahmed, so much for this brief explanation also about the changes of the exam and the content, and definitely the support of the IMA. We would also like to extend our sincere appreciation for all the support that you're providing, be it you as a person or the IMA in general. So before we hand it over to Ms. Khadija, I wanted to just reiterate what Ahmed was trying to tell you. It's very important to understand that we're not telling you the case-based questions are easier. The society's role is not to make it easier for you. Uh, the credibility that the CMA as an accreditation holds, and the content that is being updated on regular basis is important, needs work, needs time, needs effort. This is the exact same thing that you guys need to be putting into place for you to be able to test for the exam. So what are we telling you? Like you're gonna ask me, what are you telling me? Do I sit now? Do I wait for the case based? I'm not understanding. You're telling me it's not gonna get easier. Yes, but also I'm not saying it's gonna get harder. What I'm saying is that this is your time to go for the CMA. If you have already started with the materials, you started studying, you're almost there. If you have a Becker access and it tells you about the changes of the exam or any other material provider, of course, approved material provider access, you will know. If you're ready to sit for the exam, go for it. Do not wait. Go for the CMA window, the main window, go for the essay based. However, if you're still in the process or studying, then you can wait for the September window where you will be tested on the case based questions. Now, you ask me, so it's not harder? No, but it's also not easier. The content remains the same. You still have time to study, but we're telling you take action now. Take action now. Contact your local office. You can also contact the IMA. Do what you need to do to be ready, but this is your step into earning your accreditation and your CMA accreditation in specific. Now, for those joining us specifically to understand about the changes that are happening, I gladly would like to introduce our instructor. She is a Morgan instructor, and because you are a platinum approved provider, the IMA gave us this liberty, and we had the chance to allow our instructors to sit for the beta version exam of the case-based questions. Now, you will tell me like, why is that? It's because those instructors have tested and earned their CMA on the essay version, and now they have tested the beta on the case based to understand the difference between them. And you're gonna hear it directly from our instructor, Ms. Khadija, who will be taking the lead on the rest of the slides to explain more about the exam structure of the CMA and the changes, along with a bit of tricks and treats here and there to align you more on the updated version of the CMA exam. Ms. Khadija?
So good evening. I'm so happy to be a part of this webinar. So I'm Khadija, certified management accountant, an instructor at Morgan International, also a finance specialist, currently working in Saudi Arabia. So I will be taking you on the technical side of CMA exam structure and syllabus. And Mr. Ahmed, he already explained everything in it briefly. It was a good explanation. So, I'll be explaining the technical side of whatever changes or evolution that's happening from SA to CBQ. Before that, let's have a quick review on the CMA syllabus. As you can see on the screen, we have two parts. So that means that to be a certified management accountant, you just need to write two exams. So each part will have six subjects, six subsections. The part one, that is financial planning, performance, analytics, and part two, that is strategic financial management. Each part have six subjects. Have external financial reporting, hosting, budgeting, performance management, internal control, technology, analytics. And part two have financial statement analysis, corporate finance, business decision analysis, risk management, business decision, and ethics. So overall, if you see, okay, just need to write two exams. You feel like, okay, CMA is very simple, but look at the topics. It's covering every area that is required to be a management. It's covering the financial part, it's covering costing, it's covering budgeting, and okay, even the current thing like the artificial intelligence about cryptocurrencies and ethics that as a certified management accounting, what we have to follow. Everything is covered in this two parts. So I may have structured the CMA course in such a beautiful way that it have taken from every corner. So it's very clear and very perfectly and aligned. So can we move to the next slide? Okay, so we know we have two parts. So for each part, we have to attend one exam. So let's look at how the exams will. So the exams will be of 4 hours in total, which will be split into two sections. Section 1 and section 2. So first section, Mr. Ahmed told that 75% of the exam is covered by multiple choice questions. That means it will be out of 500 marks, 400 marks will be for multiple choice. So when you start, you go to the Prometric Center, you start your exams, you will get 100 MCQ questions. So once you are done with 100 MCQ questions, if you score at least 50%, then only the next window will be open. If you don't have them. So you will have maximum 3 hours for the first section and 1 hour for the second section. Second section is basically case-based scenarios, case-based, which was before essay question. So you will have 2 essay questions in second section, which will be hereafter CBQs. So you will have 2 CBQs in second section. So now let's look at the timing. So I have told you earlier that for first section, it's for maximum 3 hours and there will be 100 MCQ questions. What does it mean? So if there is only 100 MCQ question and 3 hours, you can spend maximum only 1 minutes per MCQ. So what does this mean? It's testing our time management, how we are gonna how we are going to work under pressure or work under stress. It's like when we become a manager or a CFO or an auditor, how we will be taking the decisions or everything under time pressure. So for 100 MCQ, you just have 3 hours. Okay. So for one MCQ, you can spend around 1.5 minutes. Then here comes the CBQ. For CBQ, we will have total 1 hour, 2 CBQs. So you will have 2 case-based scenarios. That means a paragraph on real-time business questions will be given. Based on that scenario, we will have 6 sub-questions. So each case-based scenarios, you can spend around 30 minutes, right? And for each sub-questions or each case-based items, you can spend about 5 minutes for each case-based question. So there will be a scenario. On base of that scenario, you will have 5 to 6 sub-objective questions. So for each questions, you can spend around 5 to 6 minutes. So I hope it's clear. And the mark is for 500 out of 500, and the pass percentage is 72%. So out of 500, you have to score 360 in order to be a CMA or certified management. I hope it's clear for you. So the main agenda of today's section is explaining about CBQ. So what are the changes that have been happening in CBQ, the evolution from essay question to CBQ questions. So like I would like to thank IMA and Morgan International for giving me an opportunity to attend the beta exam. So like I have gone to a promotic center and I got a chance to attend the exam which have CBQ questions or the case-based questions. So I'll be explaining in briefly like what and how will be the CBQ structure. So CBQ means case-based question. That means scenario-driven question. Either in essay questions or in CBQ question, it's the same. There will be a scenario in both cases. Before, in essay questions, it used to be like a scenario with sub questions, like Mr. Ahmed told, like that we have to express in words, that we have to give the explanation. There will be question for analyzing. There can be a question for decision making or like numerical also, but you have to type your answers. That was before in essay question. So whoever who have already practice or are ready for the exam, it's your last chance in May-June window because you have an option to opt either essay question or CBQs. Okay, I hope it's clear. So when it comes to CBQs, it is based on real life scenarios. So there will be same like essays, there will be a scenario based on that scenario, like there will be 5 to 6 objective questions. There is not required of any explanation. There will be objective questions. So you need more analyzing skill. You need more application of concept. It's like not theoretical. There is a drastic shift from theory to application. That means like even if you know the formulas, even if you know the theory part or like you have by heart everything, you may not be able to apply it to the answers as per the scenario. So it's like more of application of concepts and decision making. So can we move to the next slide? Okay, so CBQ structure, a case scenario will be given. It's like it will be a paragraph, like with all the data for real life this situation, with tables and everything will be given. It is same like essays. Essay for essay also it was same. So follow up by 5 to 7 objective questions. What type of questions we will have? Like it was already mentioned, we can have drag and drop questions. We will have multiple select choice questions. Like it's maybe similar to multiple choice questions. And we'll have numerical entry type of questions, and we'll have fill in the blanks. So for it's like objective type questions, so no need to write anything. You have to just select. So when we look at the first type, that is drag and drop, there are two types that can come. First one is like use your mouse to drag and drop each statement into correct category. That means options will be given and there will be two categories, maybe like benefits and limitations, or maybe like two types of budgets. So like under which category the option should move. So you have to just click on the options and drag and drop under the correct category. So there will be like 5 options. You have to just drag the option A and move into the correct category. Can be either second one or first one. It depends on. And the other way, like the drag and drop comes, can you go back? Okay. Is that like to make in the correct order. So you will have an option with, it will be not in the correct order, and you will have like order 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to drag and drop in the correct order. So what should be the first thing that should be done? For example, if you are doing budgeting, what is the best step? First step. The first step is preparing sales budget. So you have to drag and drop the sales budget into the first step. So as per the order, correct order, we have to drag and drop. So first type of questions that you can expect is drag and drop. So can we move to the next slide, please? So the next type of question that you can expect is multiple select question. So it's very similar to multiple choice question, of course. So when I attended the beta exam, for me, there was like select the best 2 choices. There was a question for select the best 3 choices, and there was a question for select the best choice. So it can be either select one, or it can be either select two, or it can be three. So from the option given below, you have to select as per what is the question. It's very similar to multiple choice question. Just select the option. So like you may feel like it's very easy. It's like selecting, but on the other side, it's more application type question. It can be very tricky also, because if you don't know the answer also in essay questions, you have a chance to explain whatever you know about the concept. Maybe some theoretical knowledge that you have, you can explain in essay question. But in case of like CBQ, you have to apply more concepts. Like you have to know more application knowledge on each areas rather than just by having the theory section. So the other type of like question that you may get is numerical entry. That means it's very easy. Like they will ask for some variances, like what is the material price variance, or like usage variance, or IRR, NPV, anything could be asked. You just need to write the answer inside the box that is provided. Please make sure that you don't write any symbols or like dollar sign or anything, because you just need to write the numbers inside the box given. So these are type of questions that you can expect in CBQ, like in the coming windows. And the last type of question that you can expect is fill in the blanks. So yeah, it's easy, no? Fill in the blanks. So you will have the blanks. Each blanks will have a drop down menu. From the drop down menu, you have to select the correct answer. So if for everything, it's like there are options. You have to just select or drag and drop, or only for numerical entry, you have to calculate and write by yourself. There won't be any options. So I hope it's clear for you. So can I share my screen now? Because let's do one example from Becker. Is it okay?
Of course, no issues.
Okay, fine. Just a second. Is it visible to you? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is very similar to the real exam window. So it's from Becker. Becker have already updated like with the CBQ questions. So I have just randomly took one question. Like for the real exam, you will have two CBQs, two case-based question. But here is just one. We'll just have a quick look at the question. So this is the same way how you will find in the exam. So let's see. Okay. So this is the first question. So like, what is the scenario? Just have to click here. Scenario will be given. So on the basis of this scenario, all these questions will be asked. So second. Okay. So on the basis of the scenario given here, or the remaining remaining questions will be based on this scenario. So one thing I would like to give as a tip is that please don't waste your time by reading your questions all at a stretch. The scenario, I'm sorry, scenario or at a stretch. I would recommend you to go to the question, take one question, understand what is the question, then go back to the scenario and just take whatever is required. Because CMA exam is all about time management. You can see on the above, like the time will be running, so you'll be feeling more stressed out. So what you have to do is like just look what is required, then go back to the scenario and just take whatever is needed. Okay. So let's see what is the first question. So I'm not reading the scenario and I'm not going to explain all content, because I know some of you are ready to sit for the exam. Some of you have like going to or planning to start studying CMA. So if I'm going to go deeper into the topic, you may get confused or bored. So I just want to give a picture of how the exams will look, how the screen will look. So the first question is like move. It's like drag and drop, right? So HCS is required to use US GAAP's revenue recognition principle to recognize revenue. Use your mouse to drag and drop the following step in the correct order. So like what I have already shown in the slide, it's like drag and drop as per the correct order. So like you have to know the US GAAP's revenue recognition principle to answer this question. So it's like HCS. I'll just go through the question because I don't want to explain in detail. So HCL is a service providing company. So just want to know how it will be, like what are the steps or what are the order they have to follow if they are following US GAAP's revenue recognition principle. Okay, so let's look at the option. Just I hope you can see, like we have the options here, and below you can find the orders: first, second, third, fourth, fifth. It's the same way it is for exams. So what you have to do, you have to just check the option, identify the contract with the customer, determine the amount of consideration of price. Like I'm just dragging it. Identify the contract with the customer should be the first one. So I'll just drag and drop in the first column. Then moving forward, we should identify the contractual obligation, if I'm not wrong. Then I think if anyone want to try out, just give in the chat box, like what will be the answers. You can just tell me the answer if you know it. And third one, it should be, sorry, determine the amount, because after you identify the contractual obligation, you have to determine the price, then allocate the amount. Then I think the last one should be recognize the revenue. So I'm not explaining what is the reason behind all this. Just let's look at the answers. It's correct. So first type of question that you can expect is like drag and drop the following step in the correct order. I hope it's clear for you. So let's go to the next type of question that we can expect. Not sure. Okay. Okay, this one is also drag and drop, but it says that we have to drag and drop the benefits and limitations listed below corresponding to type of budget. Okay, as per the category, like what I said, as per the category, how can you divide, or how can you change the category of each options? So we have many options here. We have to drag into each category. If it's flexible budget, you have to drag and drop here. So allows management to analyze variance based. Like it's actually a common type of question. If you read the option, it's not completely related to the scenario. It's a common type of question. I cannot say this is the type of question that you can expect in exam. It can be more trickier. It can be more applicable type of question. So it's like sample questions. So allow management to analyze variance based on changes in volume, price. It should be flexible budget, I guess. So let's go to flexible budget, because the next one is allow current operating condition to be reflected in budget during the year. It should be flexible for during the year. If it's for long term, it should be static. More effective for goal setting, it should be static budget, because for future goals or setting, it is usually static budget. Next option is based on fixed level. Fixed means static. I don't know, like whoever is ready to attend the exam, they may know the topic. So I'm not going deeper. Just drag and drop here. Then is useful in setting a very table. Largely fixed means it should be static budget. The next one is adjusted for the actual level of output. Only flexible budget can be adjusted as per the actual level of output. So it should be flexible. Is useful in business where costs are closely aligned with the level of activity. It should be. So it's like as per the category, we drag and drop. So I hope it's clear for you. So the next type of question that you can expect is, okay, just answer. Okay. Okay, this is a fill in the blanks. As I said, I have mentioned, for each blanks, you will have a drop-down menu. And from the drop-down menu, you have to select the answers. So here they have asked for total sales revenue variance, or it's all about variance. For this, you have to go back to the scenario and find the values from the scenario and write the answer. So I'm not explaining what is answers and how it's done, because we have in short of time. So like just for example, I'm selecting, okay, favorable or unfavorable, the sale, what is the sales volume variances? It can be select the answers. And anything works. So like this is how the fill in the blanks questions will come with the drop down menu. I hope it's clear for you. So we have seen drag and drop. We have seen an example for fill in the blanks. Let's see what is next. This is numerical entry. Here you have to enter the answer in the given box. Here they have asked about operating income. Then you have to go back to the scenario, find the required values and find the answer and just write here. Just write the numbers here. I'm not calculating anything now because it will take more time. So I hope it's clear for you. So now let's move into the next question. Again, drag and drop. Use mouse drag and drop. Correct order, the same thing, but correct order for budgeting. So like it should be sales budget. Then we should have production budget. Then cost of goods sold, cash budget, and statement of cash flows. So I think balance sheet, then cash. So as per the correct order, you have to drag and drop the same type that we discussed in the previous question. So the next type of question, yeah, that is select two answers. So from the given option, you have to click on the two options. These are the type of questions that you can expect in CBQs. So with the scenario, you will have type of questions. So one thing that I have to give as a tip is that don't waste your time by reading all the scenario at the beginning. Look at the question and take the required value from the scenario. The second thing that I have to tell you that you can use flag option. So this is the flag option. So if you find any question either in MCQ or in case-based question, anything confused, just click on the flag. So it's flag. And here you will have the option to check which is a flag question and go back later. Don't waste your time like by thinking, okay, I don't know the answer. Just go move forward, complete the other answers and then other questions and then come back and attend the remaining flag questions. So I hope it's clear for you what is the CBQ format, what are the type of questions that you can expect in CBQ format. So that's it about the. So like I'm just, Remy, can you just reshare the
Yes.
screen?
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Khadija, for putting the time and effort in explaining and giving us a brief and yet detailed explanation of all the changes of the exam. I believe this is very important and was very beneficial also for the students that are currently undergoing the exam or even thinking of going for the CMA exam. So while we prepare the platform for our attendees to ask questions, Ms. Khadija and Mr. Ahmad are available to answer all your questions. I'm just going to reshare my screen while you guys prepare because we are going to be testing you. I'm kidding, we're not going to be testing you, but we do expect you guys to ask us some questions. This will be really beneficial for everyone to make use of Ms. Khadija and Mr. Ahmad. Can you guys see my screen? The presentation about Morgan? You can see it. Perfect. So again, it's only 1 minute, so you don't have a lot of time. Start thinking of your questions. I just want to give you a quick brief about Morgan International. So as Mr. Ahmad has also been saying, and also Ms. Khadija, so Morgan International has been in the market for over 30 years now. We have leading partnerships. We are the sole licensee of Becker, authorized of BPP, DMI, Trezor, PRC, SHRM, etc. We have expert faculty. We have a database of more than 350 expert faculty members. Ms. Khadija is one of them. We have more than 30 years of experience in providing all kinds of training. We have a global network and we have more than 150,000 candidates and alumni that have started with Morgan International. We have come a long way since 1995. We are available in North America. We're available in GCC region, MENA, and you're also available in Europe. And as I said, Canada. So we have a huge list of corporate networks. We're not going to go into a lot of details, but I wanted to tell you that being a trusted partnership and having a trusted platinum provider by the IMA and being the sole licensee of Becker, providing the CMA and the CPA material, really aligns well with you guys. Whoever has not yet approached Morgan International for an advice, be it for the CMA certification or any other certification, please feel free. We wanted to give you this deep dive, including a senior member in the IMA, which is Mr. Ahmad, and a lead trainer in Morgan International, with us, Ms. Khadija, for a reason. We're not trying to sell you a product. We're trying to tell you what does this accreditation provide you on the longer basis. So, few more tips. First, 5 to 10 second rule. This is by Miss Khadija. So it seems she has
Yeah.
some tricks up her sleeves. Please.
Yeah, okay. The first thing that I have to give as a tip is like first 5 to 10 second rule. So if you are going to sit on the exam day in front of the screen, when you start your exam, the question will appear. Okay, you read the question. You don't know like from which section or which subject it's coming from. You are blank. You will just one, two, three, four, five. You are not able to find or figure out from which concept it is. Go flag it and go move forward. Don't waste your time, guys, because time is running. It's very stressful because like it's the main thing. Don't sit in a question more than 10 seconds without knowing anything. Just go move forward, attend the remaining question, and come back. You have an option to flag the question. So, like the next tip that I would like to go is like same thing that I explained. Please don't read all the concepts. Even in MCQ, you can find a big question with all the scenario explained with unwanted and wanted things to make you confused. Just go and read the last sentence. They may ask what is the material usage period, so you know what is the question. Then go up and pick whatever is required. Please don't waste your time because it's very precious for SCMA. So that's another tip that I would like to give. The next one is like, okay, know your calculator. So like one thing that I have to say that don't need to buy a new calculator for an exam. Whatever calculator you're practicing on, that should be the same calculator that you're going to take for your exam because like your fingers should know each numbers without your eyes. So when once you see the question, your finger should move automatically to the numbers because we don't have time to waste again. So make sure that you use the same calculator for the study purpose and please take the same calculator for the exam also. So the next one is like elimination strategy. If you don't know any question, you flagged it and you are coming back to the question. Even then also you are not able to find the answers. Try the elimination strategy. It may work because if there is 4 options, of them might be not correct. You know that's not the correct answer. So just eliminate them. And from the remaining two, you can just select it. And like it's like instant because IMA is so generous. There is no negative mark for CMA exams. So don't skip any questions because you don't know the answer. And now in CBQ also you have an option to select the from the objective.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, win-win thing if you don't know the answer. So that's one thing. Don't skip any question. There is no negative marks in CMA exams. And the last and very important thing is time and stress management. There will be a clock above. It shows the times that's remaining. So you may feel panic. You may feel stressed out. That's the main thing. That's like if you become an auditor or a finance specialist or a CFO, a future manager, you need to work under pressure. You need to work under time, given time. So it's what IMA is telling us to CMAs. Make sure that you are not stressed out by time. Because for that, you need to do more practice, practice, practice. Each day, try to do at least 100 MCQ question, set a timer, then know like what is your best time. So like for my exam, if I am not wrong, I completed the MCQ by 2 hours 30 minutes. So what happened is like the extra 30 minutes will be added to the next session. So for me, for essay questions, I got 1 hour 30 minutes. So like you can plan wisely. Like if you need more time in CBQ, try to save in MCQ. Practice, you will be able to pass. Sure, I'm pretty sure, and all the best for all the candidates who are going to sit in the next window, and all the best for whoever is going to start your journey as a management accountant. Thank you so much,
Thank
Remy,
you.
for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Khadija. I just want to say that I think we all survived our university degrees with the elimination strategy. You know, the exams were like, okay, so I don't know the answer. I'm just gonna whatever it
Yeah,
takes, you know. It's definitely not this. It might be this and that. I'm gonna choose the one that makes more sense and proceed.
yeah,
This happens, yeah. I know it's different. It's an academic qualification versus a professional qualification, but this still applies. And I want to tell you, I want to focus on very important thing specifically in this slide. You are taking the 5 major golden tips and rules from a candidate. I'm gonna name Miss Khadija as a candidate right now, from a candidate that just completed this CMA exam, and she has the know-how of both the essay and the case-based question. So I really believe that these are 5 golden tips for you to maintain and to make sure that you have while sitting for the CMA exam. Again, thank you, Ms. Khadija. So
yeah.
basically that's it in our presentation right now. We're gonna move away into the question and answer, the Q&A. Mr. Ahmad and Ms. Khadija again are here. I'm just gonna start reading from what we have in the question and answer room or the Q&A room. I wanna tell you what I answered previously so that everyone is aware. So I received a question previously asking us if we're getting a copy of the presentation and the recording, and I replied by yes, you're gonna get both a copy of the presentation and the recording if you wanna view it later on. Also, I received a question asking when is the online access, the Becker access, going to be updated, and I replied that it is already updated and reflecting. Just note that currently you have to choose, so it might be showing but you didn't click on it because currently you still have the choice again to sit for the May and June exam window on both either the essay or the case-based question. So if you have an active CMA access, you already have both options reflected on it, and then all the way in July the essay question will be completely removed from your Becker access, and you will only be able to view the essay one. All right. I also received a question. Actually, it was repeated twice. This is for you, Mr. Ahmad. Having the CBQ, is this going to expedite the correction process or the publishing of the results, as they called it?
Absolutely, it's going to. You're not going to be waiting for 45 days from the date that you set for the exam. It's going to be within a few days, you will get the result. And that will also expedite your journey of being the next CMA because you don't have to wait for another 45 days. As soon as you pass the initial part, by the way, you don't have to sit for part one before you go into part two exam. It's not a prerequisite to pass part one before you move on to part two. So you can go for either one. And once you pass the initial part, whether it's part one or part two, you can move on to the second part with a lot shorter period of time. Good question.
Thank you, Ahmad. That was actually a very good question. Someone is really, they wanna get the results. They're anticipating a longer turn in the results. I have a question also. Do CBQs allow for partial grading like essays?
Miss Khadija, would you like to take that? Or?
It's still a mystery from IMA. But
Sure.
I feel like they should give you partial marks for the partial correct answers.
Absolutely right. At the IMA, we're very fair. We're not going to change the grader on the essay type since we have moved on to case-based questions. You still get a partial credit, and that because like what Ms. Khadija shared with you, it's a case scenario, and each case scenario it has 5 to 7 objective state questions, so you still get partial credit on the CBQ format. Yeah.
Being fair enough, guys. Thank you. Thank you, IMA. Okay, I have another question I'd like to ask. Do we have the quotation submit the answer in the exam, or is it only in the practice booklet of Becker?
It can I answer?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is for you because you've done it like
Uh,
recently.
yeah. It's just for the practice purpose. For the real exam, like after the last question, that will be done. You can click that done. Once you're done with all the questions. For MCQ, after 100 questions, there will be a done. Just click on the done. If you have got at least 50%, the next window will open. If not, there will be a survey box, like survey questions asked. That's it. There is no submit answer in the real exam. Just for your practice and to know the explanation. Hope it's
All right,
clear for you.
perfect. Yes, I have another question. I think that 3 hours is not enough to finish 100 questions, including calculations. What is your advice? Change
The
the
same
curriculum,
thing
please,
that
Ahmad.
Same thing. Practice, practice, practice. That I mentioned before. For my exam, I took 2 hours 30 minutes. So if I can do it, of course you all can do it. Practice. That's the only thing. That's what's
Yeah,
Yeah, of
Remy, if I might add something to that too. I mean,
course.
there are 100 multiple choice questions, right? And they're equally weighted. So the best approach when it comes to the multiple choice questions, again, what Khadija shared with us, you got like 1.30 seconds to answer. So irrespective how big is the question, doesn't mean if it's bigger than the other multiple choice question that you're gonna get more grading on it. The best approach is to go through the questions, right? Really quick, whatever you know to answer them and mark those that you are in doubt. Okay, when you do that, you start building your confidence that you're answering more
yeah,
questions correctly. By the time you get to the end, to the 100 count of a question, you go back to the questions that where you had, doubt. Okay, but you always can, choose your best guess, but go through the whole thing first. Then you go back to those that questions that you have in doubt.
yeah,
This is the best
yeah.
approach. Don't get stuck on one question and
One
it's going
question.
to take you like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Just move on to the next question. Then you go back towards the end of the once you finish all the 100 multiple choice questions. Yeah.
Perfect.
other advice
Perfect.
that I would like to give is that don't use pen or pencil too much. Just find your answer just with your calculator. No need to write what is just keep everything in your mind. Just with your calculator, you can find your answer.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen a
Perfect.
lot of candidates where what they do also they practice, 3 hours, 4 hours exams by locking themselves in a room in an environment of an examination, and basically they go over 100 questions in 3 hours. So practice also prior to the actual date of the exam will also helpful. 4 hours, lock yourself in a room, make sure that you're focused on answering the multiple choice of questions. The essays, Becker is an amazing
Yes.
materials. As a matter of fact, I mean, Becker, they were the first publishers to use the CMA materials. I mean, again, we go back to 1999. So do that, practice that you are in a examination working environment, and go for it.
Yeah,
And
I mean, no
you should
pain, no gain.
attempt
Yeah.
mock exam also. Like at least try two mock exam, and if you got
Yes.
80% above, go try the next week itself. Book your schedule and
Yes.
write your exam.
Thank you for bringing this out, Khadija. I also wanted to point out the exam day ready process that Becker has in place. So if you
Yes.
answer, this is why Khadija was referring to the 80%. So if you answer 80% of the mock exams also and the simulations and the multiple choice and even watch the recorded videos, Becker will label you automatically because it's AI powered. It will label you as exam day ready. And statistically speaking, 94% of the candidates who were labeled by Becker on a CPA platform as exam day ready passed their CPA exams from the first attempt and scored more than 90%. So the same AI powered system was implemented on the Becker CMA access and it sustains. So this is why I would like to really pinpoint this very important factor when it comes to Becker. I have another question. I think we already answered that, but I'm gonna say it out loud just to make sure I'm not missing anything. It says in drag and drop questions, if two from five dragged answers were false, how the score will be calculated? Will the answer be false or only the two that are false? I think this is similar to the partially graded, right?
Yes. 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 That's the same
Okay.
thing.
Do you wanna reiterate what you said, Ahmad? I think you answered that question, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you will get partial credit. You will
Yes,
get
you will get
partial.
partial credit.
Yeah,
Perfect. Okay. I have another question. Is there any demo question on the CBQ in the IMA website? Ahmad, do you have on the IMA website?
we do.
Okay, so you have two options. You can either go straight to the IMA website and check it, or you can go to the Becker and ask the demo access, and you will be provided a demo access for 14 days for the CMA material that includes not only the CBQ, all the type of questions. So you have two ways around it free of charge to have a taste or a feel of the material. All right, I have another question. I didn't get it about the timing of the results. Please, can you explain more? I think the results timing, yeah. Ahmad, that's for you,
Um,
if I'm not mistaken.
sure, definitely. I mean, when it comes to the essay questions, actually, every essay is corrected at the U.S. side twice, just to make sure that we have fair grading for everyone. And that's why it takes about 45 days from the date that you sit for the exam. So, for instance, if somebody sit for the exam in February, they don't get the result until mid-April after 45. But with the case-based questions is a lot quicker because it's so like automated, so they will get the result within very short period of time. Yeah, so that's why, I mean, it took us a while to get back to the candidates because the essay is corrected twice, but however now it's totally different, it's all automated. So yeah, the process is a lot faster.
Perfect. All right, thank you. I have another question. If we are in the study process for the September-October window, should we still practice essays, noting that CBQs are still limited on Becker platform? The first part, do you guys mind if I handle this question and then you can
Yes,
add? Perfect. So for
yes.
the first part, no, the September-October window will be case-based. It will not be essays. The only option to sit for the essay or the case-based is for the May window. For the CBQs that are still limited on Becker's platform, that's true because they're just creating the material right now, of course, based on the content of the IMA, and it will be automatically updated as we move forward. So on monthly basis, you're going to see update for the CBQs, and of course, again, you have another way if you want to practice, as Ahmed just said. There is also available CBQs that are available on the IMA website if you believe that you can still go this way. But yes, we do confirm that it is still limited because it's just up there. It will be updated on monthly basis all the way till August before I believe it's the final update for this year. Unless something major happens, then they're going to be updating again. Ahmed or Khadija, do you want to add anything to the question?
No, it's perfect.
Perfect. All right, let me see if we have anything else. I should answer 50% correct in all sections, or it's fine if one section below 50%.
Okay, can I answer? So for
Yeah, please.
MCQ, you need to get at least 50% in order to open the next window. And to pass the CMA exam, you have to score 72%. That means out of 500, you need to get 360 at least in order to clear the path. But in order to open the essay window, so CBQ window, you have to get at least 50% MCQ. The weightage is like it's not it open. We don't know how is the weightage that's given for each question, but they say that 50% in MCQ, that means next window will be open. So if you get only
Yeah.
50%, it doesn't mean that you are passed because in total it won't be enough for you to clear next.
Yeah,
It's
and this
clear.
actually was available in this current or is currently available in the current exam version. So even when it was essays, that you need to score 50% of everything so that you will be able to move to the essay question. Or in
Yes.
September, let's say, you will be moving to the case-based questions. All right, thank you, Khadija. I have another question. If each MCQ is having 4 marks and this needs a calculator. If each multiple choice question is having 4 marks and someone correct 50 questions, so you mean you answered 50% of them, then he scored 200 marks, then as you said, next window will be open. But how the candidate will pass even if he scores 100 full marks on the case based? So I think he's trying to
He
ask
won't.
what is the correction policy for the case based? Yeah,
He
question.
won't. He won't clear the marks because he only got 300. You need to get 360. So like getting 50% in MCQ doesn't mean that you can clear the exam. So like you have to get more than 50 for sure in MCQ because like the weightage is 75% from MCQ and 25% from case based. So it's like you need to score at least 50% in MCQ in order to attend the next level. It doesn't mean that you will pass the exam even if you get 100% CQ. In total, you have to get 72%. Yeah, that's
Perfect. Okay. Before the last one, what do you mean by all questions are weighted equally? All questions have the same grade?
I don't think so. Is every question is equally. They are not exposing what is the weightage for each question. It's like again a mystery from IMA.
Ahmad, do tell
So we
us.
cannot so we cannot say that what is the weightage for each person. It can vary. May vary.
Yeah, so it's very simple. And basically, the multiple choice of questions
Mhm.
equally weighted in terms of grading. So
Yes.
it doesn't mean like I totally, reiterate what Miss Khadija shared with everyone, So it doesn't mean like if you answer one question correctly, it's going to give you more weight towards your score than the other multiple choice of questions. They're all equally weighted when it comes to grading or score, the score itself. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, I still have one more question, but I want to say that I answered the
Something
question.
we need that's really good.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to see everyone is asking questions. So one question that I answered directly on the chat, but I'm gonna say it out loud. So I will sit for the exam on September. Does that mean that it's only case-based question or case-based and essay? So I replied it will be multiple choice question and case-based only in September. The only window that you currently have a choice between the case-based and the essay will be the May June window. The September it's automatically case-based questions only. And the last question that I have: are there any other good tips to keep in mind to use?
The same thing that uh, go through your books or go through your subjects at least two times before you attend exam and do your multiple choice question every day, do the study material, practice, uh, speed up everything, uh, keep timer and do the questions, understand the concept rather than by hearting the concept. That
Perfect.
you need to understand it.
Ahmad, yes, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Khadija. Ahmad, final words?
the final words. Okay, the CMA exam is not rocket science. I mean, I've shared with you at the beginning of the presentation over 130,000 CMAs from all over the world. They made it and it became CMA certified. And pretty much with that certification, it changed their life in terms of their career growth and in terms of their financial package and opportunities. It's not rocket science. You can do it. And the best approach to do it is your commitment, your discipline. You got a great approved platinum course provider that can take you through that journey. The best approach will be your commitment. And I would say your commitment not only to take the course, but also to the exam. We're a human being, we work with deadlines. If you set in your view that, okay, in January, February, or May and June, or September, October, I'm going to go for the exam, commit yourself to the exam, put money on the table. And I'm saying put money on the table because we're all a human being, and when we
Yeah.
invest in something, we make sure that we meet that deadline. When you register for the course with Morgan International, set the plan, saying like, okay, I'm gonna be taking the course and I'm gonna be sitting for the exam in September, October. Invest in that exam by paying the fee and work your way back. You got the platinum course provider to help out throughout the journey, but also there is a good portion of that journey on you that you need to take care, which is like what Miss Khadija shared with you guys, the exercises, the multiple choice questions, attending the lectures, and all of that. With that, you can join those 130,000 globally recognized CMAs.
That's perfect, Ahmad, and very inspiring, actually. I'm extremely happy about the outcome of this webinar. Thank you so much, Ahmad and Khadija, for joining this. I believe this is really amazing, and if we had more time, we would be probably going more and more into depth into this. I just sent in the chat box my email. Please, whatever question that you have, please send it my way. I will be circulating internally if there's any part of the team member that can assist you with anything. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. Thank you so much for putting your effort into this. Thank you again and again, our partner Ahmad from the IMA, and also thank you for our partner also, because we don't have colleagues, we have partners everywhere. Khadija, for joining this webinar and for preparing the needed for it. Thank you, everyone. Please stay safe, and we're ready to answer any questions that you might have. And we tell you good luck.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.